Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to Let's Platinum Blasphemous. Episode 1, I should have said. That's alright. Okay, Blasphemous. It's a game by a company called Team 17. This came out in 2019, I think it was, and it is an amazing game. Actually, sorry, it's not by Team 17, they published it, it's by the Game Kitchen. Alright, first mistake, let's go. Press the X button. Let's do it. Alright, we have a lot of patch notes. They basically just explain everything that was added and changed to the game. I don't know it, 100% because I didn't play the game when it first came out, but I have learnt a few things about the game since. So I'll do my best to explain things as we go. Let's back out of that. Ooh, this is a different intro sequence. If we go to extras, we can actually do background selector, and it lets you pick different backgrounds. So Wounds of Eventide, that is one of the DLCs. That's the original one. The Stir of Dawn was also a DLC. Strife and Ruin was also one. Yeah, so there were 3 different ones. Alright, let's stick with the OG Blasphemous. Unlike many games, this one actually shows you the trophies in the game. So if you scroll down, it says here the Path of the Believer, the Path of the Unworthy. Those are 2 different endings that we're going to go for. A lot of the other stuff is related to just game progression, so we'll go through that. There's the patch notes again, and the background selector. Cool. Options. Let me see if there's anything to change here. I'll leave it in English. You can also do Espanol, or Spanish. Apparently it's really good in Spanish, but it would be, I think, difficult for most people to understand. I kind of, my background is Portuguese, so I'd probably be able to just make out what they're saying, but yeah. Accessibility, yeah, let's do that. Trophy unlocked pop-up. Yeah, I don't know why that's disabled, but I'm going to leave it enabled. Screen shake, I didn't notice that being annoying when I was practicing, so that should be fine. Video, ooh, what's this? Oh yeah, you can have, I forgot about this. Yeah, you can have different effects on it. CRT effects. We'll just go with the OG, and sound should be fine. Hopefully I'll fix it in post, if not. That's actually one thing I've been forgetting to do, check the sound when I start recording, but I feel like it sort of matches up with everything, so I can fix it in post if there's an issue. Alright, on we go to our pilgrimage. We have 3 different slots to start in, like an old Zelda game or something. Pilgrimage, new game, go.
Because it is my guilt, I claim you, grievous miracle. Make my chest hurt with regret. Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shape my guilt once again.
And thus, guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
Okay, this is the Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrow, and we have our first task. Press L1. Okay. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Biliary or biliary? I think it's probably biliary because it's from the word bile. Press L1 to consume one of your bile. It's so hard to pronounce. I'm going to say biliary because it's easier for me to pronounce. Biliary. Nope. Biliary flasks and recover vitality. These consecrated flasks are refilled by kneeling in a pray-do. Find empty vessels to increase the amount you can carry. Okay, cool. Pre-do, pray-do. Alright, so this is, apart from Salt and Sanctuary, I think this might be the only other side view sort of Metroidvania that I've done. But this is really cool. So you can move the camera with the right thumbstick, obviously move left and right with the left thumbstick. Don't worry about going left, there's nothing there. I'm going to take another swig of this. I'm just going to call them flasks, whatever. I might try and avoid saying that name. As you can see, we are in the Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrow. We are dressed rather strangely, and we have a very large, kind of like conical helmet on, and there are thousands of other bodies that essentially look like us, all dead here. Alright, let's continue. Press X to jump again. You can jump over there. You can also go down the ladder by just holding down, then press circle. And go up this one. You can also do a nice big leap. Whee! And he holds on like this, and he'll just hold on forever, and then just press up to get up. You can press down and X to drop down through certain platforms. So obviously like this, it would be the only way to progress. And then for this, you press R2 to slide. Let's keep going. Can't reach that ladder at the top yet. Smack it. Smack it. This is our pray-do or pre-do. Press triangle to rest at the pre-do, saving your game and refilling your health and flasks. Upon death, you will respawn at the last visited pre-do. Resting will cause enemies to respawn. Okay, so sort of like a bonfire. Just rest there. I got my bile flasks back. There's a monument here, but we can't do anything with it. You can also destroy this lantern. Let's keep going. Alright, and coming up is our very first boss. Before we get to it, there is a quick sort of mechanic that I want to talk about. When you jump in the air and press square to swing your sword, you can obviously do air attacks. If you press R2 and square at the same time, which I can't show you right now, it will do what's known as an air impulse. However, an easier way to perform that is to hold down on the thumbstick as you jump up and you attack. And if you do that, you can actually perform 2 or even 3 attacks while floating in the air. It's very useful, and it's specifically useful for this boss. Just give me 1 sec to read just to make sure. Okay, so we're going to go to the right here, and someone in the background is going to jump towards us. You want to press R2 to slide to the right as soon as he gets here. Now, if you don't do that, you'll get attacked. Slide. Oops, I'm facing the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, slide. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, slide. 1, 2, 3. Done. Alright. Bronze trophy, a long path ahead. Killed without using any bile flasks and without taking damage. Requiem aeternum. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm guessing it's something like that. Alright, so we can continue. Okay, so let's continue. After that, we cut the boss, and we collected a bunch of blood in our helmet and placed it over our head in a, sort of like a baptism, I think. It's essentially to say this is the true beginning of our pilgrimage. Chop, chop. If we destroy this thing, Oh yeah, you can press up and square, and that actually has a hitbox even after you destroy it. I wonder if the others do. These things usually open shortcuts, so we'll be seeing them again. Don't worry about that door for now. This is the Holy Line.
Regretful be the heart, Penitent One. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end. I am Deo Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence. The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the Mother of Mothers of the Churches. It is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door. Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard. One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow and ice. Another in the depths of a dark, entombed church where the sleeper lies. And the last one, at the end of the trail, carved by moans that claw their way out of an iron spiral, in the bowels of the bell named Hondo that grows into the earth. Take this thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the knob, that will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle, whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
Alright, we received the Thorn. Inventory. You can check out the items you have found so far in your inventory. While playing, press options to open it. Okay, so let's have a look. We got the Thorn. We have no Mea Culpa hearts. We're going to learn what that is. We have no prayers, no abilities yet, no collectibles, no rosary beads, and no relics. Alright, I will read this in a sec, but let's just quickly go over this. So this is Deo Gracias. He is charged with narrating essentially our journey. That's his penance, like that's his punishment essentially. And our one, we are known as the Penitent One, and our punishment is silence, which I think is actually really cool because it's like a in-game lore way of doing that trope of the silent protagonist. So I think that's pretty cool. I cannot for the life of me remember where Cradle of Sin, is that what he said? I can't for the life of me remember because he says it right at the beginning and I forgot already. I think we need to go to the Cradle of Sin, and in order to do that we need to perform the 3 humiliations. So these are going to be 3 different bosses, and he was sort of explaining in a game lore jargon kind of way where they are. Let's talk to him one more time actually.
Even a wise penitent, however.
Okay, yeah, he says the same thing. The rule, I have no idea how the rule works, and the miracle is, it seems to be like some kind of sentient being, but yeah, it has a lot of power. Alright, let's read this. Thorn. Small gift from Deo Gracias, nailed into the effigy of the Twisted under the guard of your sword. The thorns arisen from the miracle feed on sin and guilt, growing with the burden that its bearer carries. And if you press triangle, we got a nice little like lore dump here. Deo Gracias's farewell. Brother Abbot. You know that I have been a scribe in this abbey since I was but a wee child. I have written about our church, our saints, and our miracle of the greatest pain. I must inform you that I have made the decision to leave, although I intend to continue writing. In these walls, I cannot be a true witness of the works of the miracle. I need to appreciate with my own eyes your holy works. I will be a teller of the miracle wherever it takes me, rain or shine, or scorching sand under my bare feet. Okay. Dios gracias. I think Dios gracias or Dios gracias means thank God, so that's like the kind of direct translation there. Alright, let's use our next pre-do, and we should be able to continue. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, he talks about the eldest brother being killed. I don't know if that refers to the Warden of the Silent Sorrow, which is that first boss that we just took out. So yeah. Oh, and I should have mentioned, it's not like, it's, how can I put this? This first playthrough, I'm going to try and beat all the bosses without using any bile flasks during them. I recommend you do the same. It seems difficult, but once you get used to how the combat system works, it's not that bad. So I'll show you how to make it like easy on yourself. Alright, that was our first enemy, first regular enemy. There's a crow up there. Now, when we get to this enemy, what we're going to do is we're going to press R1 with correct timing, and it's going to parry his attack. Then we're going to swing our sword, and when the swing, it's quite quick, but when the swing is at the top of its arc, you want to press square. If you do this correctly, you'll perform what's known as a righteous riposte, and we will get we'll be able to also perform an execution on him, which will not only restore our fervor, which is our blue meter under our red meter there, but it will also provide more tears of atonement, which is the currency, and we want to do this as many times as possible. Alright, here we go. It's going to tell us a little bit about it. Advanced technique. Parry, counterattack, retribution. Press R1 to parry. This maneuver allows you to counter weak attacks and deflect heavy strikes. During a counter, press the square button at the moment of impact to perform a retribution, increasing the force of the blow and stunning some enemies. Alright, so here we go. So now, and then press triangle to perform the execution. So I got 30 from that. Let's try it again. Now, it's pretty generous. I feel like in terms of the parry is really good in this game actually. Let me show off some of the stuff about the parry. So I swing, I parry. I swing, I parry. I swing, I parry. I'm halfway through. I jump, hang on. Not jump, sorry. I swing low, parry. You can do it, what is it? Here's another one. Slide parry. Slide parry. You can get like an, it is, the game that I can think of where the parry is really good, was it a parry? Oh, it was a cancel, yeah. In the God of War games, like the ones from 2018 and 2022, the cancel in that game was really, really good. You could cancel out of almost anything. I would say that it was almost perfect. You could cancel out of almost any attack at any point. This one is perfect. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you have the ability to parry and you're in like the right, you're either just standing still or you're sliding or whatever, it will come out immediately. It saved me so many times. This is the first game I can say with 100% certainty it's the best parry I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. All right, this stuff is like a bog or a mire or a swamp or a fen or a marsh, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to slow us down. Let's collect our first item here. This is called Verdialis of the Forsaken Hamlet. This is really cool. In order to use this prayer, open the inventory and equip it. I've got to show that fervor as well there on the top left. Got a big boost. Alright, Verdialis of the Forsaken Hamlet. Song that filled the air during the festivities of a lost village. Its power finds its way through the floor, continues through walls and ceilings, harming the enemies of the Penitent One. The ringing of a laced shell horn used to precede this chant, but now only silence remains. Lore. So these prayers actually have, like, the laws are based on, I guess you could call these hymns. Whether in rain, sun, or wind, may this land blessed be. Whether walking or in deep sleep, may this land blessed be. Whether by day or in obscurity, may this land blessed be. Alright, let's equip that, and let's perform it as well. Prayers and fervor. Equip a prayer in your inventory and then press L2 to invoke it. Prayers and some combat techniques use up fervor. Attack and execute enemies to fill up your fervor bar. Okay, so you can see now we have little notches and it actually filled it up for us. So if we press L2, It just destroys those two guys. Now, I decided to destroy those two guys because there's no way to parry them and perform executions, so don't worry about that too much. Let's continue. Oh, there is one in here. I'm going to try and kill absolutely everything because we really want to get as many Tears of Atonement as possible. Some of the righteous riposts will be a little bit tough, but you can do it. Oh, okay, I did not know he was going to do that. Can I do it from here? You jerk. Do it again. Okay, hang on. Nope, okay. Hop. Okay, got it. Yeah, that timing can be a little tough. You'll get used to it. Okay, we can't collect that item yet. Also, you can't use bile flasks in bosses if you want that trophy, but you can use them outside of boss rooms. So don't worry about that. Well, as long as you're not near a boss room. There's been some speculation about whether you can use them in the rooms directly before and after the boss, and people have said don't do that. I don't think there's any truth to it, but if you're superstitious like that, you can worry about it. Power Unleashed, that is for performing 5 righteous riposts. Alright, and now, let me just make sure, yeah, there's an area down here, right, and there's actually a secret underneath. There's an ability that we can use, but we don't have that at the moment. However, we can actually jump high enough and land with a thud that it will open the secret area. So, whee! There we go. Now, I always forget if I have to go left or right. I don't think I can actually... It's one of these, is it? Yeah, it's this one actually. There we go. Alright, jump up. Let me take these guys out. These guys are so annoying to take out. Okay. And if we pick this up, we find the clavicle of Dalhusen, the school child. I love these collectibles. They're bone collectibles. There's 44 of them, and they all have pretty cool little excerpts. They searched for him for days until they found Mark's remains in the woods. Since then, rumors tell of demons riding on the backs of flying goats coming from faraway lands. Is it supposed to say, like, because he was a school child, he had, like, an imagination and all that kind of stuff? Okay, you can go this way, but we can't actually get past. You can see here, there's like a... Hang on a sec. In true Metroidvania style, there's an area that we just can't get to, leading to a chest that is actually, like, the item inside is pretty good. We won't be able to get that yet, so let's leave it alone, and we'll come back in the future. You want to jump on top of these things. You don't have to destroy that skeleton, but I like doing it. Advanced technique, air impulse. Press R2 and square in the air. So just one sec. There we go. Computer was trying to restart on me. Press R2 and square in the air to ascend after hitting an enemy. You can do this up to 2 times before landing. So the game doesn't tell you this, but like I said before, you can press down and square as well. So ready? Chop! Okay, and we find the Child of Moonlight, our very first one. Children of Moonlight. You'll find them caged all over. That says Custodia. The U is a V, and I think that's an English thing. I think it's or like an old language thing where the U was written as a V and all that kind of stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is. You can release them with any technique at your disposal. And if we press the touchpad, you can see this is the map. This is how far we've gone. We have 1 out of 38 Children of Moonlight, and we've explored 3% of the entire map. And there's some markers down here if you want, but I'm not going to bother with them. Okay, so let's see. To get past these guys, what I like to do is jump here, jump here, jump here, and then work backwards. Execute. You can see our Tears of Atonement are going pretty well. Okay, I actually managed to kill that guy with the Righteous Riposte. Because he was too close, so that works out well. Did I miss anything here? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you don't destroy the Child of Moonlight, those air impulses can be... Well, when you try and do it with R2, it's really tough. But with down square, it's alright.
There is no answer to our plea. The miracle has forsaken us, and my ornate throne turns its back on those who await here.
Very mysterious. Alright, this is Albero. It says press touchpad to open your map, which I have already done. We're going to be coming back here a lot. This is kind of like just the main hub. There's no real other towns. Yeah, so let's head inside. Okay, we have some people, and here we can press triangle and find out what's going on.
Sorrowful be the heart, Penitent One. Welcome to Albero, sanctuary to this humble brotherhood of the Kissers of Wounds. Few remain here who can still employ it, but Tirso is my name. There are few of us who still care for the sick and ailing. With devout kisses, we bless the wounds of those who seek our protection. Thus both we and they remain at the mercy of the miracle. Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns we need not contemplate. But if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments. The will in the miracle shall show you which ones they are.
Okay, so yeah, these guys basically try and assist the ailing, or sick people, but they're also victims of the miracle. It's very weird. The people of Custodia, which is the land that we're in, all worship the miracle, but the miracle punishes them, and for some reason they enjoy it. So yeah, it is very, very strange. Another thing he said, we need to bring him some sort of herbal remedies and medicines and stuff, and we're going to be doing that. And it's important that we do it in the correct order and everything, because there's an achievement or a trophy attached to it. Let's click this. This is our very first rosary bead, known as the Dove Skull. Rosary beads. Equip rosary beads in your rosary to improve the characteristics of the Penitent One. Find additional knots to increase the number of beads you can equip. So if we open our menu, you can see here, Skull of a Bird, drilled as a collet. Its apparent frailness slightly strengthens the Penitent One's defenses. Now, I looked up the word collet. It's almost like, you know, when you have like a wedding ring and you can set like a gem in there, like a diamond or something. That area where you set it, that holder, is known as a collet, and that's why it's got that kind of like tiny hole that you can see in the image there. So this increases the Penitent One's defenses, and we can only equip 2 rosary beads now out of a total of 3, 6, 8, and we'll increase that later. So let's equip and let's read the law. That morning, when the bonfires were lit and the convicts were raising their ghastly pleas to the indifferent inquisitors, a white dove came down from heaven and perched on the shoulder of a prisoner, where it stayed until it burned with him. Okay, let's keep going. The next place is down here. Go down 2 ladders. There's a few more people here, but no one we can talk to. And a few more people here. Let's go to the left. Alright, we find a statue. Altar, sorry.
Penitent One, you who carry the painful guilt in your cracked hands, lend it to us and alleviate our burden. Lend it to us and wipe away our tears. Because it is an act of penitence.
The virtue of mea culpa hath ascended. Mea culpa shrines. Visit mea culpa shrines to increase the power of your sword. You can also spend Tears of Atonement to unlock combat techniques. Visit additional shrines and increase mea culpa's strength to access more powerful techniques. Alright, so yeah, this is our first shrine. Fortunately, we have 815 Tears of Atonement. Let's press triangle. And you can see we have a few abilities that we can learn. We can learn Sinful Wrath, Last Words, Weight of Sin, and Sacred Thrust. The only 2 we can actually get right now are Sinful Wrath or Weight of Sin. I have been practicing a few times, and I actually think it might be worthwhile to get Sinful Wrath here, and I'll explain why eventually, but it's a decently strong ability, and it will come in handy soon. Let's see, Sinful Wrath. concentrates the power of the mea culpa on the blade, allowing the Penitent One to release its full potential in a single but incredible devastating attack. So if we hold square, bang, we get it. So 500's a fair bit, but that's okay. Let's hold square. As soon as he flashes like that, you can let go of square. You can also hold it indefinitely. I don't think he can, can you? Oh, you can even parry out of that. Look at that, hang on. At any point, you can parry out of that attack. That's what's so good about the parry. Mea culpa also means my fault, essentially, in I think Latin and probably a bunch of other languages as well, particularly Spanish, which this game is heavily based around. That's actually another thing I should say. Yeah, this game is heavily based around Spanish, essentially religiosity. There is some stuff that is like directly related to Spanish Catholicism or Christianity, one of those. So yeah, let's go. Give me a sec. Okay, so if we walk over here to the right, we can find our very first secret passage. Yeah, let's go. All right, and we find another item. Let's pick it up. This is the Calcinium of Persian, the bandit. I don't know all of these bones. What is a Calcinium? Maybe it sort of explains it here. Feared by his countrymen, Persian attacked routes without distinction between rich or poor, and always alone. The day he dragged himself to Albero on the brink of death, no one took pity on him. Yep. He stole for a living, so everyone hated him. Alright, let's enter this. I usually don't enter this place that much, but or at least like straight away, but I think for the purposes of this I should. This is known as the ossuary. Let's talk to this gentleman.
This lowly servant greets you, O Penitent One. Welcome to the ossuary of all those who will be eternally remembered. My duty is none other than to provide shelter to each and every one of these skeletal remains that linger under these intangible veils of dust. It matters little how many years or centuries have passed. The bones speak to us through their creaking and grinding, and through their silence. But these remains need one another in order to reveal the truth they still guard within. Only together, in intimate brotherhood, will they achieve eternal rest. For this, they beg that you help them. Bring them before me, and in this way, we will uncover the truth that they have silenced.
Okay. I'm not going to hand in the bones just yet. I will hand them in later on. I also... How did I get some Tears of Atonement? That's really strange. Did I miss something? Maybe when I collected that bone collectible gave me some? I'm not really sure. Anyway, there was another path there to the right that leads to an area known as the Desecrated Cistern, which sounds like one of the worst areas in a video game. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as, what's the damn one called? Why did I start the sentence? The one from Dark Souls. I always forget what it's called. Whatever. Let's leave this way and keep heading further to the right. We can see a Child of Moonlight up the top, but he is too far away. Let's talk to this person whose name is Ludovico.
Thou hast called upon the winch of the Order of the True Shrine. In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial as our charitable rule prescribeth. Help us, these poor souls, O Penitent One in silence. The Order blesses you.
Okay, so we need to bring the remains of those who were forgotten to Ludovico. The winch of the something. Let's pick this one up. Oh, it does give you. Okay, I didn't realize that gave you a little bit of tears. Alright, the phalanx of Brannon the Gravedigger. Brannon Joshua Mullins dug the graves of hundreds throughout his life, whether friend, family, or foe. But when the chaos arose, there was no one left to return the favour. Couldn't dig his own grave, and neither could anyone else. Alright, we made it to the Wasteland of the Buried Churches. This is the first main area of the game. In order to defeat this enemy, we are going to perform a parry. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna jump over. And I'm gonna hold. Okay, I missed. Alright, well, she died. I think I'm going to do it the way I usually do it, so I'll show that off next. There are some people that have been, like, essentially crucified. The main one that we've seen apparently is known as the Twisted One. I don't necessarily know when the game explains that, but yeah, we'll see that. Just jump attack to defeat those guys. Drop down, 1, 2, 3. 3 swings will take them out. When we increased the virtue of the Mea Culpa using the shrine, it actually improved its damage a little bit. So I don't know if they would have taken, we want to parry. 1, 2, 3, we want to parry. Slide, 1, 2, 3. That's how you take them out. Yeah, it made the sword stronger. You don't get to these guys before, well, you usually don't get to these guys before ascending the power. So I don't know if they would have taken 4 swings. Alright, here comes a new enemy. Press R1 with the correct timing. Righteous Riposte. Press triangle. And there. Okay, let's try again. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, R1, slide, 1, 2, 3. The timing, or the length of time that the parry stays active is fairly, oops, hang on, I pressed that wrong. There we go. Is fairly generous when you get used to it, so yeah, just drop down here. If we slide under here, we find another secret passage, and another, is that another phalanx? Oh, I never realized that. Okay, another phalanx, which is, based on that icon, extremely different to the previous one. Alright, Phalanx of Arthur the Sailor. He spent his whole life looking for a mysterious totem. This evidence would prove the existence of an impossible castle built under the sea, protected by its incessant waves. Okay. Whatever that means. Now I always forget which way to go. I think I've got to go this way first. Yeah. There we go. Nice. I know I'm doing these like perfectly, or relatively perfectly. If you don't get them, you can just farm up a few tiers in later areas if you want to keep up with what I'm doing exactly, so don't worry too much. Alright, chop, 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 chop. Okay, now for this guy, you want to, I think it's the same. 1, 2, 3. Now, press R1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, parry. Oops, a little bit early there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That one only spawns 1 time for some reason, so be aware of that. We found the Uvula of Proclamation, which is making me regret destroying those, or attacking the twisted ones there, or the people who were being like stuck on the poles. Because this one is, when the Uvula is equipped, you have a chance of earning Tears of Atonement when destroying an object, and they're counted as objects. Rude. Decree from His Holiness Escriba. It shall be called the Anointed Legion, said His Holiness. Under the armor, their bodies shall be covered with bandages, anointed with oils that I myself will bless. They will protect the Mother of Mothers as I will protect them. Interesting. Okay, we'll come across that. Alright, open that. It just creates a nice little shortcut for us. Yep, that's the only thing we can do. So we slide, jump, slide, jump. Some of these slide jumps can be a little tough. I'm going to take a quick swig of my flask because I got attacked a couple times before. Go back the way we came. We're going okay, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And now I believe I've got to go to the right. Alright, so let's keep defeating some enemies. So if you look here, I attacked that one. I got, was that 5? I think that was 5 tiers. That's good. Let's see what this one is. None. Okay. Hang on a sec. 1, 2, 3, block. 1, 2, 3, and then we want to go up, up, up. Let's defeat you. Beautiful. Okay, this is going well so far. Like I said, I've been practicing this past week, and it went really, really well. And I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Okay, another bone, Capitate of Baroque the Herald. Whether executions or lashings, Baroque was always there to proclaim them loudly, but his voice broke down gradually, as day by day he had to announce the sentences of his entire family. Yeah, okay. So he was in charge of, like, reading the punishments and everything, but then when members of his family started coming up, he was still in charge of that, and it made him hate what he was doing. Okay, for this, it's a little tricky. Just jump right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's funny, I've ended up playing this so much that I almost can see how each individual enemy was placed in a specific area in order to make it as tricky as possible, but also like completable. Alright, we have 3 different paths to take, so let's go up first. Get this one out of the way, he's going to swing. I did press R1, but I wasn't out of the previous animation. Alright, the Tears of Atonement are going real well. And I guess I would have been at 500 more without that other ability. Alright, I hate this bit. Jump to the left and press up on the thumbstick. Go all the way down to here. Jump to the left, and as you pass over the ladder, press up on the thumbstick to hold like that. And then one more time. Okay, cool. I've died there so many times, it's really frustrating. If we go over here, we collect the very first Mea Culpa heart. Sword hearts. Equip a sword heart in Mea Culpa to alter its properties. They grant powerful upgrades, but this comes at a price. Rest that a prey do to access the sword's core and insert a different heart. Alright, so let's read this one. Just make sure that I haven't missed any other items. No, we're good. Okay. Heart of the Virtuous Pain. Sword core, blessed with defensive prayers, can be inserted into Mea Culpa, boosts the blocking stance, increasing its duration, but exposes the Penitent One longer to enemy attacks. Yeah, so basically when you parry, it'll last maybe twice as long, and it's good if your parry timing is not, that great, but the downside is like you'll be standing still for longer, because the downside of the parry is you can't cancel out of the parry, you can only cancel into the parry, if that makes sense. Let's read the lore on this one. The works and graces of the sorrowful miracle, second verse. The wind blew strongly through the fractures of the cathedral that the great tree had originated, lifting the ash, creating dense grey clouds, hiding the whole mother church. I read that right. Hiding the whole mother church and drowning her in a deep darkness of lead. The ground began to tremble. Then a terrible cry was heard from the depths of the mountain of ash, and that cry was joined by more and more. Guttural screams, animal roars, monsters, and one which was heard above all, the scream of an old man, which resounded gravely, as out of the throat of a giant. Okay, so yeah, so this is like, it's the works and graces of the sorrowful miracle. So it's like, this is what the miracle does. The miracle's seeming not too great right about now, but for some reason, the villagers of Custodia seem to like it. Alright, cool, we made it out of that. Ignore the top section, that leads to a new area, which we'll be going to very soon. Instead, let's head back down. I believe we have to go down, or is it right? I can't quite remember. Let me have a quick look, sorry for this. Okay, we're gonna go this way first. Right? Hang on, sorry, give me 1 sec. Yeah, okay, yeah. It sometimes can be a little difficult. I've got my notes open and I'm trying to make sure that I'm up to... You get 2 chances for this one, which is nice. Trying to make sure that I'm at the right spot. These enemies apparently all have names as well. I don't know where the names are mentioned, because they're not mentioned in the game, or at least not that I know of. I missed that one. Okay, that was my first miss. That's alright. I will miss a few of them. It's easy, but it's not that easy. There we go. I also try and, one way that I do it is I try and, really press the button. I almost give it a good smack, just so that my timing feels more accurate. And to be honest, the one that I missed, I felt like I didn't do that, so... 1, 2, 3, stand back a little bit, no? Okay. Oh. There is contact damage, and also you notice that there's a slight delay in the enemy's attack when you're... I should have tried to use my Sinful Wrath on that one. That just opens another shortcut. Let's head back this way. Let's take another swig, should be fine. We're almost at the next pray-do, so... Let's go. Okay, there it is. Bridge of the Three Calvaries. Alright, let's head over to the right, and we're going to find Dio Gracias here as well, and let's see what he has to say. I love the art in this game. It's so good. Alright, let's talk to him.
Here lies the door, on whose bronze the ordeals of those chosen by the miracle are perpetuated. On it, for the art of these images to be worshipped and revered, ornamentation must take place. His sculpted holiness watches us, rigid, from on high. But it is the relief of the bronze that dictates who is worthy of passing under its adorned arch. Find the holy visages, and the bronze will know. For fickle are the wishes of the miracle.
Alright.
Here lies the door.
Okay, just wanted to make sure he wasn't saying anything different. Yeah, so it's hard to tell, but yeah, this is the door that we can go through later. I'm trying to slide into the door, and that was what was happening. Yeah, this is the door that we can go into later. Right here in front of us, there's three female-looking figures with sort of similar conical hats. That will be a boss that we have to defeat. At the very top, sort of another swing of my sword above where the arc of the top is, there's another enemy there. That's the next boss we're going to fight. And then I can't actually see the other boss. It must be this one here in the middle. Let me just think, who is that? Ah, yes, it is this one. It's this one in the middle. It's just the way that it's designed, it's a little bit awkward. It's right where the arc of my sword is hitting, like the eye. That's the other one we're going to fight. So I noticed that on my most recent playthrough. Let me just quickly check something. Bridge of the Three Calvaries. Yeah, I don't know if I said cavalries before. It's Calvaries. There's also one coming up that's Convent, not Covenant. Yeah, those two words, they put them right next to each other. I'm like, come on, man. Okay, so we've got a respawn of enemies, which is actually good for us because we can farm some more. Missed it again. Nice. Farm some more Tears of Atonement. So 1, 2, 3. Always got to find like creative ways to take out the enemies. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not gonna like kill everything all the time, but I feel like if there's some enemies on the way, I may as well. Oops. One more time, please. May I have another? Alright, we're doing well. Only 13 minutes left in the episode and already making it as far as we have, so that's good. Alright, let's take the last remaining path. I press circle and then press up to sort of halt on the ladder drop. If you fall all the way, you don't take any fall damage, but it is a bit 1, 2, 3 block, and then fortunately he stops right there at the edge and doesn't fall off. Thank goodness. Oops, come on. There we go, got it. You'll notice I didn't equip the Mea Culpa heart. It's not that great for me. There's an item down there, you can see the effects. I actually love that. If you hold down on the thumbstick, you can just barely see the effects of it. If you don't, it disappears. So you have to know that it's there.
Sister of mine, as I foretold you, someone is heading towards the Forbidden Gate. Someone who seeks the purge and excommunication of all that is sacred and rests there. No, do not place your doubts on me. I am ready.
Okay, someone is essentially like trying to go after us, but then decides not to. Kind of strange. Alright, we've reached Mercy Dreams. This is the next area. I'll show you how far we've gone. Pretty cool. Let's start going through it. Okay, this is our very first Confessor statue. If you press triangle, it says, "You are rid of guilt." Guilt is accumulated when you die. You need to return to the area in which you died in order to relieve that guilt, collect the guilt fragment. And if you do that, you'll get the portion of your fervor bar that has been sort of removed back, and you'll rid yourself of, well, that's pretty much it. Guilt in this game is just removing the fervor bar, which can be tough, but it's not that big of a deal, especially if you know what you're doing. I love when you stand still, he does this animation circle. Also, if you can't get back to where your guilt fragment is, or it's too annoying, you can go to a confessor statue and press triangle, and it'll take it away for you. Okay, here's a trap room. This enemy is pretty tough. You want to time it, press it. So that's how you deal with them. You want to do that every single time. I'm actually going to get up to where I was thinking today, because that would be really cool. I have no... Oh, okay, that might have been bad. Ah, in fact, that was actually perfect. Oops. I don't know how I missed that. Anyway, I have no idea how I didn't take any fall damage there. Oh, I mean, how my character didn't land with a thud. Ah, okay, it's just... Hang on, can I do something? Let me do a trick. Interesting. It's probably based on time. Alright, if you attack this candelabra, you find a secret enemy and a secret item. Oh, yes, I got an execution item. That's exactly what I wanted. And that is one of the reasons I bought Sinful Wrath, because you can get these really gruesome executions. There wasn't too many Tears of Atonement there, but we can get a trophy for performing executions on 5 different enemy types, of which we've done 1, 2, 3 so far. Alright, Maxilla of Taradax, the Cleric. With his broad smile and good manners, Nicodemus Taradax never denied anyone refuge in his church. The discovery of a pile of bones in the sacristy revealed his true intentions. Ah, okay. So he was like a serial killer, essentially. Yeah, yes, come in. Alright, slide, hold down, slide. And now, how am I going to deal with you? Can you please move for a second? Okay, yeah, this part is a little tricky. Usually I jump straight down, but I think this time I'm going to go here. Oops. Hop up here, and I take a swig. I'm going to do this. Perfect. Probably should have used Vertialis, but that's okay. Come here. I don't know what I was thinking waiting there. I think my brain was like, yeah, you can take him out with... Okay, I'll take that. What the hell hit me? Fortunately... Oh. Ah, maybe that's what it is. No, okay. I was like, fortunately, if he attacks you while you're charging it up, it's not enough damage to sort of like break out of that. So, or to sort of get knocked out of it, which is good. Here's another Pray Jew. As I was saying, so, wait, yeah, okay, let's use it. And as I was saying, you can go to your inventory here and you can insert the heart of the Virtuous Pain, which I'll show you. This is how long it lasts now. So it lasts about twice as long. But I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. Unfortunately, the sword hearts are not that great. The first 2 are terrible, and the third one will probably be used for the entirety of the game. And then maybe at the end I might change to a different one, but we'll see. We're also going to do multiple playthroughs of this. I will do... Hang on a sec. That was badly timed. Nice. I will do 1 full playthrough, then I'll probably do a second full playthrough. I think that's it. But yeah, it's going to be a little tricky because there are no DLC trophies in this game, but I do kind of want to go through all the DLC because it's actually pretty cool. Some of it is extreme. I went back the same way, didn't I? Alright, I didn't need to kill those guys, but there you go. You know what? Because I took some damage, let me quickly heal. Yeah, I got distracted there. What was I saying? Yeah, the DLC, there are no trophies, but there's a lot of content, and I'd like to show it off. So this is probably one of the few games where we're going to do probably all of the DLC. So it will take a little bit longer. I might get the platinum and then do some DLC. I don't know. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one. All right, for these guys, you want to air impulse to take them out, and then just take this guy out like I've been doing. Beautiful. Everything's coming up Millhouse. These trap rooms can be a little tough, but not too bad. Ah, damn it. That was a poorly timed jump. Yeah, so that's how these guys work. They charge up like a ball of energy at you and then fire it at you. Ah, that was really badly timed, but I still made it. Alright, here's another trap room. You go all the way to the end. You open up the golden chest, and you collect the next prayer, Seguiria to your eyes like stars, and then you have to fight all these guys. But fortunately they're not too bad, just kind of like stay on the right side of the room so that only the two on the right spawn, and then when you go here, you finish these guys off, and then move to the right. Okay, let's see if I can put. I got hit by one, but I managed to avoid the other, and then you can go through. Let's read that prayer. Seguiria to your eyes like stars, brief hymn to the night skies, overwhelms the Penitent One with the fury of the righteous, increasing the speed of his attacks for some time. Okay, here is the hymn. There is a small girl with two star-like eyes, who, when she looks at me, makes me stay by her side. They say she's a saint, came down from the sky. Do not cry, my child, or I'll get lost on the way. What is it that tolls? The bells in the distance? What is it that cries? On her face, eyes star-like. Yeah, hymns don't rhyme. Whee! John Mulaney taught me that. Oh no, actually, it's not a song, it's a psalm, because it doesn't rhyme and it's terrible. Something like that. Alright, let me see if I can jump over this guy. This is actually the guy I wanted to buy Sinful Wrath for, because I think if you time it correctly... Okay, which I didn't. It's probably not going to work the way I want it to work, so let me try again. I always forget how... There was a... I seem to figure out like a trick with it. And get rid of you. Okay, let me try again. I think it's like right as he's about to attack. There we go. So he floats over to you, there we go. Inquisition, that's for execute 5 different enemies. So you can get that. So wait, 1? Oh yeah, because I did that one too. Yeah, so if you wait until he's just about to attack, you can perform the execution. I'm glad that I got that, because that was the whole reason I bought the Sinful Wrath. We found this cervical vertebra of Zyker, the brewmaster. Zyker, the brewmaster, gave ignoble fame to his monastery by brewing the most famous beer in the kingdom. One night, the flames of a fire raised his legend to the heavens. Yeah, so they killed him for creating a great beer. Okay, there's another Child of Moonlight. Drop. Drop. Actually, is this another secret? Yes, it is. Okay. Just give me a sec here. Because I open the shortcut. You can go back up to the Pray-Do if you would like. I am going to choose not to. How much time we got left? We haven't got that much time. Alright, let's collect this. This is a small bead of red wax, our next rosary bead, and the first one where we have to make a decision as to what to use. Tiny pebble of melted wax of a muted crimson. Prayers muttered in its presence slightly strengthen the vitality of the wearer, so this gives you more HP, basically, a little bit more. The abbey ceased to be a quiet place. Cries of pain coming from every cell pierced the walls. The old friar knew he would be next, so he got up from his cot where he had been huddled and glanced at the few items that lay on his table, most of them mementos from his life before joining the order. He wanted to be kissed by the miracle while immersed in those gentle thoughts. Triggering the most memories were some small balls of wax, now covered in dust, that he used to enlarge by picking up wax from the candles during processions. Okay, nice little lore bit there. Actually, you know what? I was gonna stop, but I think it actually... I was gonna continue, but I think it actually makes total sense to go back to the Pray-Do and save. I made it quite a ways. How much percent have we got? 11 map percentage. Yeah, I could see this taking 10 episodes to finich the game. Or finish the game for the first time. Alright. Excellent. I'm very happy with how that went. Probably finishing a minute or a minute and a half early or something. But I think that's pretty much perfect for where we're at. We're at the Pray-Do. We can continue from where we left off. Our Tears of Atonement are looking good for right now. And yeah, we'll keep going. And I haven't died yet. So let's see if I can keep that up. For now, though, I want to thank you all very much for watching episode 1 of Let's Platinum Blasphemous. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.